Ladies and gentlemen, there's a truth we must face today. Too often, the person holding us back is not the world, but ourselves. We stand in our own way, paralyzed by doubt, fear, and indecision. We convince ourselves that we are not ready, not good enough, or simply not worthy. But I'm here to tell you today that the only thing holding you back is the belief that you can't move forward. Success is not an accident. It's the result of intentional, consistent action. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect conditions. You must act, even if you feel uncertain. The fear you feel is the signal that you're on the edge of growth. Stop avoiding it. Embrace it. When you decide to stop holding yourself back, you create the possibility for transformation. You take full ownership of your actions and outcomes. You stop blaming external circumstances and start taking control of your future. Here's the hard truth: no one else is coming to save you. You must save yourself. You must rise to the challenge, step outside your comfort zone, and take the risk necessary for growth. If you keep waiting for everything to be perfect, you'll never get started. Success comes when you take that first step, even if you don't have all the answers. You have everything you need within you, but you must believe it. You must act on it. Stop holding yourself back and let your potential become your reality. You are the one who stands in your own way. You might look around and think the challenges you face come from external forces, other people, circumstances, the economy, or even your past. But the truth is, the biggest obstacle between where you are and where you want to be is you. It's the stories you tell yourself, the beliefs you hold, and the fears you carry that stop you from reaching your full potential. We all have the ability to shape our lives, but we often get caught in patterns of thinking that keep us stuck. We tell ourselves we're not good enough, that we'll never make it, or that we don't have the right circumstances. We convince ourselves that success is for someone else or that it's too late to start. But these are just stories. They're not truths. You must realize that success or failure begins in your mind. You control how you think, how you react, and how you take action. If you believe you can't achieve something, you won't. But if you believe that you can overcome any obstacle, that belief will drive you to find the solutions, take the necessary actions, and push through the difficulties that arise. The moment you stop blaming the world and start taking responsibility for your choices is the moment your life will change. You must own your mistakes, own your setbacks, and own your successes. When you stop making excuses and start making progress, you'll realize that the only person standing between you and your dreams is you. It's easy to look at others and think they have an advantage, but the real advantage is in your mindset. How you think about your potential will determine how far you go. The most successful people in the world didn't get there by waiting for the perfect circumstances or blaming their past. They got there by choosing to believe in themselves, by overcoming their own doubts, and by making the decision to act in spite of fear or uncertainty. Remember, you are the architect of your life. The person who holds you back isn't someone else, it's the person you see in the mirror. The moment you decide to change your thinking, to stop holding yourself back, that's when the doors will open. Your life will change when you decide to change the way you see yourself and the world around you. So take ownership, believe in your potential, and stop standing in your own way. The greatest challenge you will ever face isn't external, it's the one that lives inside your own mind. Too often we think the barriers to our success are things beyond our control, other people, circumstances, or even bad luck. But the truth is, the real barrier is how we think, how we react, and how we allow ourselves to be influenced by fear and self-doubt. You see, the biggest obstacle to your success is not the world around you. It's your own mindset, the beliefs you hold about what's possible and the limits you place on yourself. It starts with the way you view your potential. When you look in the mirror, what do you see? Do you see a person capable of great things, or do you see someone who's limited by past mistakes, fear of failure, or doubts about their abilities? Your beliefs about yourself shape your actions. If you believe you are not worthy, not capable, or not good enough, your actions will reflect that. You will hold back, second-guess yourself, and miss opportunities because deep down, you don't think you're worthy of success. What you believe about yourself will dictate what you do and how far you go. If you think you're not capable of reaching your goals, you'll stop at every roadblock. But if you believe you can push through adversity, you will find a way. The thoughts you entertain every day shape your reality. If you constantly tell yourself you can't do something, you won't. But if you tell yourself you can and act on that belief, you'll find the strength to break through any wall in your way. Success doesn't happen by accident, it's a choice. And that choice starts with changing how you see yourself. When you take full responsibility for where you are and where you want to go, you'll stop pointing fingers at others or making excuses. You'll stop blaming external factors and start looking inward to see where you can improve. You'll realize that the only thing standing between you and your goals is your own mindset, your own attitude, and your own decisions. This is where the shift happens when you stop seeing yourself as a victim of circumstance and start seeing yourself as the creator of your destiny. The moment you take ownership of your thoughts, your actions, and your results, you start unlocking the power within you to change. You are the one who determines what's possible. The world doesn't dictate your potential, you do. The person who holds you back is not your boss, your environment, or your past failures. It's the person you see in the mirror every morning. Until you confront the limiting beliefs that keep you stuck, you will remain where you are. But the moment you decide to challenge those beliefs, to push through the fear and uncertainty, that's the moment your life begins to change. Stop making excuses. Stop waiting for the perfect conditions. Take ownership of your life and watch how everything around you starts to shift. You are the biggest obstacle to your success. But once you move out of your own way, nothing can stop you. The truth is simple. Your potential is far greater than any excuse you could ever make. You have within you the capacity to accomplish incredible things, yet so often we talk ourselves out of success with excuses. We tell ourselves that we don't have enough time, enough resources, or enough knowledge to make things happen. We convince ourselves that circumstances are against us, that we've missed our chance, or that we'll never be good enough. But these excuses are nothing more than barriers we've built in our own minds. You have more potential than you realize. The greatest tragedy is not failing, it's not even attempting. When you make excuses, you limit yourself, you shrink back, and you close the door on opportunities. Excuses give you a reason to stay exactly where you are, stuck in mediocrity. They are the comfort zone that keeps you from stepping into greatness. But greatness isn't found in the comfortable, the safe, or the easy. It's found when you face the discomfort, when you push past your excuses, and when you act in spite of fear or doubt. The reality is excuses only serve to keep you small. They are simply a reflection of your own fears, your own doubts, and your own hesitation to take action. But you must understand that those excuses don't define you, your actions do. Every time you choose to take responsibility for your life, every time you choose to step forward in the face of fear, you are tapping into your true potential. The real question isn't whether you have what it takes, it's whether you're willing to stop making excuses and take the necessary steps toward your goals. Your potential is limitless. You have the ability to create the life you want, to achieve the dreams that seem impossible, but only if you stop allowing excuses to control your life. Excuses rob you of the power to move forward. They keep you stuck in a cycle of wishing and hoping rather than acting and achieving. So instead of telling yourself why something won't work, start asking yourself what you can do to make it happen. Stop waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect conditions, or the perfect amount of knowledge. Take action now, and let the results come from the effort you put in. You must realize that the only thing standing between where you are and where you want to be is the excuses you keep making. When you stop hiding behind them, when you take full ownership of your journey, that's when you'll start seeing real progress. Your potential is not tied to your circumstances, your limitations, or your past mistakes. It's tied to your willingness to move beyond excuses and take the actions that will bring you closer to your goals. Every day you let an excuse stand in your way is a day you miss out on the opportunity to reach your full potential. But the moment you decide to leave excuses behind, you open the door to the life you've always wanted. Your potential is greater than any excuse you can make. The question is, will you choose to step into it? Or will you continue to let excuses hold you back? The power is yours. Taking full responsibility for your life is the foundation of personal growth and success. It means accepting that everything you do, everything you have, and everything you experience is a direct result of the choices you've made. It means no longer pointing fingers at other people, circumstances, or the world around you for where you are right now. When you take responsibility, you stop being a victim of your own life and begin to act as the creator of your future. Most people spend their lives blaming others for their problems. They blame their boss for not giving them the opportunities they deserve. They blame the economy for their lack of success. They blame their past for holding them back. But here's the reality: no one else is responsible for your life but you. The moment you accept that truth, everything changes. You realize that you have the power to change your circumstances, to take control of your destiny, and to shape the future you want. This isn't always easy. Taking responsibility means admitting when you've made mistakes, when you've fallen short, or when you failed to live up to your own potential. But here's the key: when you take responsibility, you also take control. You stop waiting for someone else to fix things for you. You stop looking for excuses, and you stop blaming the world for your challenges. You recognize that you can learn from your mistakes, adjust your course, and move forward with greater purpose and clarity. Taking responsibility is not about being perfect. It's about being proactive, about knowing that you are in the driver's seat of your life. It's about making decisions that move you closer to your goals rather than letting life's circumstances dictate your path. You begin to ask yourself, what can I do today to improve my situation? What can I do to become better, to grow, and to push past my current limits? It's about taking action, making adjustments, and not letting setbacks define you. When you take full responsibility, you stop making excuses and start making progress. You see challenges as opportunities to grow, and you approach every setback with the mindset of someone who can learn, adapt, and overcome. You stop waiting for the right time, the right resources, or the right circumstances. You realize that the right time is now. The resources are within you, and the circumstances, while not always ideal, can be worked through with persistence and determination. The moment you take responsibility for your life is the moment you empower yourself to create the future you want. The past no longer controls you, and external factors no longer hold power over your decisions. You hold the keys to your success, and that means you can choose to take action, to change your circumstances, and to design your life on your terms. Life doesn't happen to you, it happens because of you. When you accept this truth, you stop waiting for things to change and start making the changes yourself. You stop letting life pass you by and begin actively creating the life you desire. Taking responsibility for your life is the first step to becoming the person you were meant to be. It's the path to freedom, to growth, and to a life lived with purpose. So take responsibility now. No one else can do it for you. It's your life, and it's time you took ownership of it. The key to success is not found in grand, sweeping actions or massive, dramatic changes. It's in the small daily actions that compound over time. It's easy to get overwhelmed by the idea of achieving big goals. Many people think they need to make huge moves or take giant leaps to succeed. But the truth is, success is built on consistency, on showing up every day, doing the little things that matter. It's the small habits that over time create monumental results. Look at any successful person, whether they're in business, health, or personal development, and you'll find that their success wasn't the result of one big decision or one big move. It was the result of countless small actions repeated every single day. It's the daily discipline of reading, learning, improving, and doing the work that pays off. Day after day, week after week, month after month, the small actions accumulate, and before you know it, you've achieved something far bigger than you ever imagined. Many people get frustrated because they don't see instant results. They think that if they put in a little effort and don't see immediate success, it isn't worth it. But nothing could be further from the truth. Small daily actions build momentum. Just like a snowball rolling down a hill, it picks up speed and size. The more consistent you are, the more results you'll see. And those results will eventually compound in a way that's far beyond what you could have achieved with sporadic bursts of effort. Consider something as simple as reading. If you commit to reading just 15 minutes a day at the end of the year, that's over 90 hours of learning and growth. Imagine the knowledge, the skills, and the ideas you'd gain over that time. The same applies to your finances, your health, and your relationships. A small effort, consistently applied, compounds into something far greater than you could ever expect from a one-time big push. But the key is consistency. You can't let one missed day or one mistake discourage you. It's the daily actions, no matter how small, that lead to success. People often make the mistake of focusing only on the big results, the end goals, and neglecting the small actions that lead to them. They want to see instant results, and when they don't, they give up. But success is not an event, it's a process. It's the repeated daily efforts that will eventually lead you to your desired destination. Each small step is like laying a brick in the foundation of your future. Every time you take a small action toward your goal, you're building the path to success. The beauty of small daily actions is that they're manageable. You don't have to be perfect, and you don't have to make huge sacrifices. Just focus on doing a little bit every day. Over time, these small actions will make a huge impact. The key is to never underestimate the power of doing something consistently, even if it seems insignificant in the moment. Success isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. The most successful people know that the key is in the everyday actions they take. And what's most important is that you start today. Take that first step. Make that first small change. Whether it's in your business, your health, or your personal life, commit to doing something every day that moves you toward your goal. Little by little, those small actions will compound, and you'll look back amazed at the results. So don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait for a big breakthrough. Just take the small actions every day, and watch them lead you to the big results you desire. Perfection is a trap. We often think that before we can take any action or make any move, everything has to be just right. We wait for the perfect moment, the perfect conditions, the perfect knowledge, or the perfect circumstances. But the truth is, that perfect moment never comes. Waiting for everything to be perfect is nothing more than an excuse to avoid taking action. If you're waiting for the world to align and for everything to fall into place before you make a move, you're setting yourself up for failure. Success doesn't happen when everything is perfect. It happens when you take imperfect action, when you move forward even in the face of uncertainty. The world will never be perfect, your circumstances will never be ideal, and you will never have all the answers. But if you wait for perfection, you'll miss out on countless opportunities. The key to success is not about waiting for things to be perfect, it's about taking action even when things are messy, uncertain, or not fully prepared. You have to embrace the reality that the process of getting to your goals is going to be filled with mistakes, setbacks, and challenges. And that's okay. In fact, those things are necessary for growth. Every successful person has faced obstacles, made mistakes, and learned along the way. But they didn't wait for the perfect conditions to act. They got started, learned from their mistakes, adjusted along the way, and kept moving forward. They understood that perfection is an illusion. What matters is progress, not perfection. When you try to wait for everything to be perfect, you're doing nothing but postponing your dreams. You're allowing fear, doubt, and uncertainty to hold you back from even starting. But when you take action, even in imperfection, you begin to build momentum. Each step, no matter how small, takes you closer to your goal. You start to learn, adapt, and improve along the way. Perfection comes from action, not waiting for everything to line up. It comes through experience, learning, and doing. The key is to take the first step, even if you don't have all the answers, all the resources, or all the knowledge you think you need. The key is to move forward, even when you feel uncertain. Don't let perfectionism paralyze you. Take imperfect action today and refine your approach as you go. The longer you wait, the longer it will take to get where you want to be. The truth is, perfection is overrated. What matters more than anything is your willingness to take action and make progress. Action leads to results. Results lead to refinement. And refinement leads to perfection, not the other way around. Stop waiting for everything to be perfect. Get started now and let the process take care of itself. Before you can achieve anything significant, before you can accumulate wealth, success, or even personal fulfillment, you must first focus on growth. It's not about what you have today, it's about who you become. The world will only give you what you can handle. And if you haven't grown enough to manage the things you desire, you won't be able to sustain them. Growth is the key to unlocking the door to everything you want. Think of it like this: you wouldn't give a child a car. Why? Because the child hasn't grown enough to handle the responsibility of driving it. You wouldn't give someone $1 million business if they didn't have the skills, the mindset, and the experience to manage it. In the same way, your success is limited by your personal development. You can't expect to have more than you're capable of managing, and that's why growth must come first. The foundation of success is personal growth. It's about constantly improving, learning, and becoming a better version of yourself. The more you grow, the more you will attract opportunities, wealth, and success into your life. But growth doesn't happen by accident. It requires effort, dedication, and a commitment to constantly learning, whether it's through reading, working on your skills, or pushing yourself to step outside your comfort zone. You must grow your mindset, your skills, and your capacity to deal with life's challenges before you can handle the rewards of success. This means working on your attitude, your discipline, and your ability to adapt to the changing circumstances around you. You must develop the strength to persevere when things get tough, the patience to stay the course when results don't come instantly, and the wisdom to make better decisions as you gain more experience. Growth is not an event, it's a process. You don't just grow once and then stop. Growth is ongoing. Every day you should be asking yourself, how can I become better today? Whether it's in your business, your relationships, your health, or your personal development, you should always be striving to improve. The more you grow, the more you're able to handle, and the more you'll be able to achieve. The success you desire is directly tied to the growth you're willing to pursue. If you want to have more, you must first become more. If you want to reach higher, you must first develop the strength to lift yourself to that level. The world doesn't give you what you want, it gives you what you deserve based on the person you've become. And the person you must become is someone who is constantly growing, learning, and evolving. You may have big goals and dreams, but they will remain out of reach unless you're committed to growing into the person who can achieve them. It's about becoming the right person, not just getting the right things. When you focus on your personal development, the right opportunities will show up and you'll be ready to seize them. You can't get to the next level unless you grow to meet it. Growth comes first and everything else follows. So invest in yourself, focus on your growth, and you'll find that everything you want will eventually fall into place. Fear is something we all face, but what most people don't realize is that fear itself is not the enemy. It's the inaction that fear causes that holds us back. Fear is a natural response to uncertainty, but it should never control your decisions or your life. The best way to overcome fear is through action, taking one step forward, even when you're uncertain, unsure, or scared. The more you act, the less power fear has over you. It's easy to get stuck in the paralysis of fear. We tell ourselves all the reasons why something might not work, why we're not capable, or why we should wait for the right time, but the longer you wait, the longer that fear keeps you in its grip. The truth is, the only way to break the hold fear has on you is to take action in spite of it. Action is the antidote to fear. When you take action, you begin to prove to yourself that the things you fear aren't as powerful as you imagined. You don't have to take huge, dramatic steps. In fact, the best way to overcome fear is to start small. Take a step, however minor it may seem. The more you take action, the more confidence you build. Every time you act, you teach yourself that you can handle what comes next. Fear will try to convince you to play it safe, to stay in the comfortable, the known, and the predictable. But if you want to grow, you have to step into the unknown. You have to take risks, even when fear is telling you to stay put. Fear thrives in the absence of action. When you think about something for too long, you build it up in your mind into something much bigger than it actually is. But once you take that first step, it often turns out that the thing you were so afraid of wasn't nearly as bad as you thought. And as you keep taking action, the fear starts to shrink. It no longer holds the power it once did. The more you act, the more you realize that fear doesn't control you. It's your actions that dictate your future. When you let fear stop you, you stop growing. You stop moving forward. You stop pursuing the life you want. But when you act in spite of fear, you begin to build momentum. You start to push through obstacles, learn from mistakes, and grow stronger each time.